Welcome back. We were talking about the lovely Durking ladies, and there you see Sue Durking with the curly hair just to her left, her daughter Joey, and then Cammie in the black sweater. Cammie is a sports anchor in Reno, Nevada. And I'll tell you, that is a fine, fine looking group of women. And Dave, I know you will agree with that.
I'll agree with that too.
Yeah.
No problem.
That's right. The only finer looking thing that I've seen today is the arm swing on this guy. My goodness, he has just...
Dave, it looks good, but it doesn't look that good, okay? I mean, you know, you can go so far with certain things.
Well, I understand, Tommy, but, you know, I'm a real aficionado of the game of bullying, so I have to evaluate things that way. He looks great.
And here is our king, Ron Pollard, and he starts off in king fashion. 10 in the pit.
He's got his hands full. He better start off in king fashion. He's got Bob Schoemer breathing down his neck this much. Prediction, Dave? Come on. Dare do. Dare do.
250 or better to win.
How's
that? The higher game wins?
That means the jinx is on. That means the jinx is on.
The one who knocks down the most pins will win this game.
Bam. You see the reaction. Ron Pollard wants a second week.
Ron Pollard, normally the laid-back kind of guy, not today. He wants that kingship one more time, playing about the 13th board, deeper than we've seen the other players at. 1-3 pocket annihilated. He comes into frame. Get out of the way, Pollard. We want to watch your strike.
Ron was telling me, folks, do you think Pollard takes this game seriously? Last week, of course, we were at Eastgate Lanes. Pollard lives in Versailles, Indiana. He stayed overnight the night before, right out at Eastgate, to make sure he was ready the next day. Bob Schoemer's ready.
I tell you what, we are going to watch a game. Now watch the 5-pin. Second one back, middle of your screen is going to go left so hard and so quick, it's going to be like a rocket. It's going to be hit right. Launch the 5 now. Bingo. Into the 7. Out of here. That's the head pin going from left to right across your screen. Nothing left. He's got the black Columbia U-Dot singing.
Dave, I know I've asked you this before, but with a guy who puts so much hook on the ball and with so much velocity, you would think that a guy like this would have arm problems.
Look at his arms, though, Tommy. He's, you know, you're in sports a lot, and you're around the football guys and even the baseball players. Everybody is developing more of a physical nature in the game. He is strong. He can do that much more easily than a guy like Ron Pollard, for example, who has to be more accurate and depend on pure roll and pure rhythm to do the job rather than muscle.
And pure strikes.
Well, I'm telling you, he's one player over another I'm not going to pick. But this ball, I'm going to pick to knock 10 in the pit. Easy to do on a replay,
yeah,
right?
I was getting ready to say.
But watch it. It's going to deflect a little to the right after it hits. Now watch. Boom, boom to the right. And then it catches the roll again. Out of here. 10 in the pit. Ron Pollard's hot. Bob Schoemer's hot. They both started with the first 3. We got 2 cars. Are there 2 cars?
We'll have 2. We'll have to bring it over. Oh, thanks, Dave. That's what Ron just said. Thanks, Dave.
That didn't take long.
Did he go a little high on that, it looked like?
Well, no, the ball rolled off so sharply, we'll see on the replay, Tommy, that he actually leaves the pin that the ball should take out. Now, it should deflect a little more to the right here, but then it catches the roll. It bounces off the 3-pin, takes a hard shot to the left, and goes right by the 9. Tough break on a great shot. Really a good shot.
Shouldn't have any problems with the spare, and he doesn't. But first frame without a strike.
I'll tell you what, if we can predict that Ronnie maybe is going to win, we will have a brother and sister king-queen combo, because Regina Snodgrass, his sister, was the queen this week. That'd be interesting.
That's right. Both players, you see it, perfect through 3. Ronnie coming off with a stone 9 in the 4th frame. Bob Schoemer is our last chance this week. Keep the string alive. And he pulls the ball right through the nose.
You know, he obviously did not go as wide that time as he has been. And that accounted, I would imagine, just for it coming high.
Exactly. All that power and all the revolutions, Tommy, will give you the powerful striking ball. It'll also be less forgiving when you pull the ball.
Well, this is a difficult spare. This was a spare which Riga Kalpas had to try to shoot at the opposite side last game and only got one.
Tommy, let me tell you what just happened there. He's on a triple. He throws a bad ball. He only gets 5, half of the pins. The count was devastating. Then, instead of taking 3 pins, which in essence would have been 6 because of the strike in the previous frame, he takes 1. In one frame, he gave away 12 pins.
You do not want to do that when you are facing Ron Pollard, who is our current king. But Schoemer's been on a roll. That was his first pair of bad shots of the game. And he comes right back with a strike, and we've talked about before, that's the mark of a good player.
Exactly right. Don't get unnerved with a bad shot. Don't over-adjust. Just go up and do what you know you can do, and that's strike. Do. Lee's famous recipe and Hudepohl.
It's about that time, isn't it?
Yeah,
Happy hour?
Well, I
Rack
can
'em
really
open.
go. That sounds good. I agree with that. Ron Pollard. 10 more. Got back online that time.
The reaction out of Ron Pollard today, Jennifer, is more than I'm used to seeing. He's a little more theatrical today, adjusting the glasses. Let's adjust our sets on this one. Watch the pins. 1-3 pocket filled up. Ronnie Pollard is looking anxiously as he watches the head pin go to the wall. Yes!
$750 on the way. That'll get anybody excited, won't it?
Jen, tell us a little bit about Ron.
Well, I think what's interesting is...
That was interesting. You're absolutely right.
That was
On cue right there.
A completely errant shot. We can see that he's not going to hit his mark on this one at all. He's going to go way wide. He knows it immediately because it needs help. He's thinking, oh no, head pin. Now look at it. Center your screen, go to the wall, come off. Kicks into the 4. The 4 takes the 2 pin this way.
As I was going to tell you, what was interesting is that he started bowling in Fushu, Japan, at the age of 6.
Excuse me, you didn't know I could speak several different
We didn't know
languages,
that.
did you? Okay.
Yeah, we did. It's just something we've never heard
That
of
was
before.
evident.
Well, Bob Schoemer is, the only language he's speaking is 10 down and re-rack them.
Starts out with 3. Terrible shot, just a complete mental lapse in the 4th frame. Comes back with 2 fantastic shots in the 5th and 6th frame. There is a 22-pin deficit at this point. You're looking at the man who's behind. But we have seen him throw some powerful, powerful strikes.
Boy, he really is.
Well, if he continues to do that, Jennifer, he's going to keep the pressure on Ronnie Pollard.
Those pins are just, both of the players, really, the pins are going so hard left to right. Just swishing them out.
There you see it, 22-pin deficit. Bob Schoemer down, but he's got a triple working. Technically cuts it by 10, but Ron Pollard is up. Right lane, LaRue lanes, and look out.
Oh, look at Ron. I can do no wrong.
You ought to smile, Ron.
How in the world?
You ought to smile. Well, the timing, we alluded to it in the first game. Jerry Eckel just more lost than usual. That's the ball that's been making him all the money lately. The Thunderbolt. His timing's off. The previous frame on lane 13, he got the ball wide. Got a great break. Great strike. Completely errant shot on lane 14. Great break again.
This might be one of those situations opposite of what Jenny was talking about a little while ago. It's meant to be rather than not meant to be when you get breaks like that.
There you see him smiling a little bit. He said, I can't believe it. I didn't carry.
Right there to the right of Ron is Bob Schoemer's mom. Well, there's his dad, too. Cheering him on this morning.
And there's the 7-pin. Stops his string of strikes. And we had some, just take a brief minute here to run down a few of the cashers. Bill Heflin was in the 6th position last week here with 709. Ron Bonnert, 691. Alan Downs, we haven't seen enough of Alan this year.
He was our king last year.
Yeah, 690. Ralph Goyette, who lost in the roll-off prior to the telecast, was also in the top 10. And rounding out the top 10, Brent Schoemer, 680.
We will be qualifying today at Penthouse Lanes in St. Bernard. That's where our show will be coming to you from next week, and qualifying will be going on at Holly Lanes.
Look forward to that. Bob Schoemer is going to do everything he can to make sure he is going to be there with us next week.
He's doing everything in his power, Tommy. He is just, with the exception of the mental lapse in the sixth, I think it was the 6th or 7th frame last game, and then in the 4th frame, he's been perfect.
One more will put him down 1 pin, won't it?
Exactly.
And as we've said, one bad frame is the difference between being our king and having to qualify next week to get on the show.
Exactly right. With this strike here, he can turn it into a 1-pin game. Let's watch.
Oh! Wow, he looked like he hit it pretty well.
Crucial shot. 9th frame can close the gap to 1. What's he do? He straps it for all it's worth, gives it all the trust and all the room in the world. Now the culprit's a 6-pin. Second one from the right-hand side of your screen. Look at it here. Up and around the 10-pin, unscathed.
That 6 almost looks like it knew just what it was doing, doesn't it?
Yeah, or wasn't doing. Oh, wow. Concentration lapse?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. You come off of a string with a great shot. You get, you pay the price, and then you get up there a little more quickly than you'd like, and you miss it. You can see he's disgusted with himself. He knows that that shot probably cost him a chance at coming back next week.
Well,
not out of it
yet.
yet.
I was getting ready to say not over yet, but yeah, he was well aware, as you could see by the look on Bob Schoemer's face, that he had made a crucial mistake at this point in the match.
Well, there you can see it. 8th frame, 185, and then he opens 194. Ron Pollard with a spare here would have 206 plus the fill ball count. He would almost have to miss this and open in a 10th frame.
No chance.
Now, mathematically, it's over.
Too long.
Yeah, you're right, Tommy. It's, you know, he's going to make a good champion. Ron's a great match play shooter, and we blocked horns several times. Late night when the rest of the folks have gone home.
Oh.
Just keep slipping into that dialect because it's St. Patty's Day.
Parade coming up a little bit later this afternoon. Well, as a matter of fact, right after finished up.
Well,
now, does this present? Did you say it is mathematically over?
212. Well, let me see here.
Yeah, we've been questioning Jen
212,
Dave's math for the last.
No,
mine's not too hot either, so I'll trust him.
If
3 for 3.
Here's the situation, Tommy. He better make this, because if he, say he takes 9 out, gives him 221 to finish. Bob Schoemer with 3 strikes in the 10 could go 224 and snap him off.
Whoa.
He's got to have this spare.
Let's watch.
Oh, no.
And he will not get it.
A reprieve for the beef. A reprieve for the... Where's the beef? Here he comes. Now, that question had been asked in a few years, right? Well, we're going to ask it here on WLW. Where's the beef?
What's the beef made of? That's
Yeah, we're going to find out. Situation's very, very easy. He must strike on this shot or the party is over.
We will see if Bob Schoemer can rise to the occasion here in the 10th. Must have a strike. And there it is. Boy, he just smoked the pocket there.
You tell what a guy's made out of when he needs one and the kind of strike he gets. You called it, Tommy. This is about as good as you want to see. 11th board, throws a little more speed. 1-3 pocket, annihilated, 10 pins in the pit. Every pin doing its job, and Bob Schoemer's going to do his job here. Again, repeat the scenario. If he does not strike on this ball, bye-bye.
What's going through a player's mind at this point? You know you have to do it, but...
If you want to make a good shot, you get the mechanics working for you, not the emotion.
We'll see.
Go.
Oh, my. You talk about a break. He can't believe it.
Don't like the wind that way, Tommy. Trust me, you do not like the wind that way. He's ashamed of the shot.
However.
Yeah, well, watch it here. It hooks early. Right there. He was hitting 11 hooks. He knows it's a terrible shot. Is he going to get a break? You bet. That's the 3-pin going to the wall, wedging in between the 6 and the 10. Now, the situation is if he gets 8 pins, he wins by a stick. 7 is a tie. 6 is a loser. Look out.
Oh.
He's our winner, but he's not proud of how he did it.
But he is the winner, and we're going to be giving him a check. Yeah, that's all there is to it.
They're both laughing about it, Tommy. It was a comedy of errors.
Ronnie did have a broken. Ronnie had some nice breaks in that game.
He sure did. Our new champion is Bob Schoemer. We'll be back to hear from him in just a moment.
Last week during our untelevised Queen of Bowling, Regina Snodgrass shot a 638 at LaRue to become our top woman qualifier for the week. And Lee's famous recipe salutes Regina Snodgrass.
Welcome back, and David, I think you have some hardware to give away.
Yeah, a little hardware and a piece of paper. It was not a pretty sight, but a win is a win. $750, Bobby. We'll see you next week. Congratulations.
Thanks, Dad. You keep bringing that up. It's not a pretty sight. He won. Leave him alone. Next week we'll be at Penthouse. For Jennifer Kleekamp and David Newrath, I'm Tom Brenneman saying so long, everybody, from LaRue Lanes in Alexandria.
The Greater Cincinnati BPA's Hudepohl King of Bowling. Brought to you by Hudepohl Shamelin, brewers of Cincinnati's celebrated beers. The best in the world is brewed right here.